Good morning, everyone. Episode 3, Batman the Cape Crusader. I am happy to report on this. They did not make Catwoman look like some bulbous goon or just some disgusting abomination of mankind. They did a great job with her. She looks very desirable. And you know what? She's actually pretty charming. Is there hope for this show? Let's find out. The episode starts off at the Gotham Museum where Bruce Wayne is looking at a display of his dead mother's jewelry? Why is that here? Why? Wouldn't you have that in your house somewhere? That seems like a pretty personal effect, right? But anywho, it doesn't matter. Selina Kyle is looking over the jewels and Bruce comes over. They make a few quibs back and forth. We're like, oh, I hear things go missing around you. And she says, well, things have a tendency to come home with me too. Very well written back and forth dialogue. Very flirtatious. Feels real. I like it a lot. But then a second later, in typical Amazon fashion, they drop the ball. Then we go to a reporter that's right next to them looking at the jewels and he's just making simple conversation, nothing rude over the top. He's just saying to this random guy, hey, why would someone wear pearls in Crime Alley? What was she do? Why would she do this? It wasn't saying, hey, this woman's a dumb bitch for doing this. It's more like, hey, why are you dressed so nicely going down Crime Alley? Like, what did you expect to happen? So Bruce Wayne overhears this and slugs the guy. Slugs him right then and there. But all these people here assaults a man in public. This is our Batman. Quick to anger. Wow. 2 minutes in, you've ruined Batman again. So the next scene starts with Bruce Wayne at a, court-ordered therapy session with Asian Harley Quinzel doctor therapist woman. At first, when I first watched this episode, I was thinking to myself, okay, is Bruce maybe trying to look crazy? Did he pay this dude off to punch him so he would go to court? So he would end up sitting before Dr. Quinzel? Maybe he knows that she's up to something. It didn't dawn on me at all that yes, Bruce Wayne is just an emotional idiot. Just a completely emotional baby. Because, I don't know, maybe she's doing something with her patients. I don't know. Moving on. It's just a simple therapy session with Bruce and Harley. Nothing special here. Where they just go over Bruce Wayne's history. Listen, man, here's what I think. I think there are a few stories in comic book lore. I don't know really off the top of my head. Let's just say, Batman, Superman, probably Spider-Man, I would say. You don't need to really dive into the backstory with a first movie or show. Like with the new MCU Spider-Man, Homecoming, we didn't really get to see how Peter Parker became a Spider-Man. We know that, he got bit by a radioactive spider. We've seen that through many other different renditions. So we don't really have to waste time getting to know this character's history before that. So as Bruce Wayne is in this therapy session, he for some reason decides to swipe the folder with his name on it. So as he's in the car at Pennyworth, he opens up the folder, and it's nothing but blank pages. But the only thing that's in the file is a note that says, see you next time, Bruce, Dr. Quinzel. And Pennyworth asks, oh, what's that, sir? And for some reason, Bruce says nothing. Like, why are you such a jerk why are you hiding things? I don't know. Really dumb relationship between these two. People are trying to justify it online. Makes no sense at all. Then we cut to Selina Kyle waking up. Now, I will give them credit on this. They did the same thing in Hawkeye, the TV show, when they introduced Kate Bishop. How they showed a lot of archery trophies and shows that she's target practicing and things like that. I like that they show the first place trophies in some kind of, gymnastics or karate or something like that. So I do like when they explain things with little details here and there, and it doesn't overstay its welcome or suck up a ton of screen time. So Selina Kyle is very, very rich. Absolutely loaded, living in this massive apartment in Gotham where there's 1,000 cats. She just keeps taking stray cats off the street, and she has a maid that they keep talking about that the bills aren't being paid. Her father's in jail for tax evasion or tax fraud or something, and they can't pay the bills, and they're going to turn the electricity off. So I guess it kind of makes sense of why she's going to start stealing. It's just, you're way too low. Has she ever been rich in any other rendition? Usually I remember from the TV show Gotham, she was just a street urchin. that was just stealing to survive, and she didn't have a luxurious life at all. She was just, hey, I have to steal to survive. I really don't like that she's rich in this. It doesn't really make any sense to me. Because if you are so loaded, why not just sell the apartment? Why not just sell the grand piano? Why not just sell everything you have? So Selena then has the genius idea of, oh, I'm going to become a super villain. A super thief, if you will. And she sews up a Catwoman costume. She wasn't a thief before this? What was with all those flirtatious lines with Bruce about things go missing around her? So she wasn't a master thief. She was just, I don't know, a shoplifter here and there? No at all. Why not just make her a super criminal thief woman? It's not that complicated. This is the first time she's actually Catwoman? I don't know. I feel like they jumped the shark here. It doesn't really make any sense to me. So then Selena decides to go to a jewelry store and rob jewels where some police officers stop her, and she runs into the street, and there is Batman. The confrontation is really short, though. She kicks him in the face, and at that point I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way she knocked out Batman. But then he throws some bolo ties at her, and boom, she's done. Because Bullock and some other guy round the corner and arrest her. So at least it didn't make her the most skilled fighter that could destroy Batman in 2 punches. Then we cut to a flashback of Bruce in the car with Alfred after his parents' murder. Then it cuts to the therapy session again, them talking about it. It just chews the scene here. It's so unneeded. I don't really get a lot from Harley Quinn at this point. I know obviously they're trying to establish her for later on in the series. It's just, you didn't give me enough with these scenes so far to make me think, wow, she is the greatest at her job here. Because she does ask some pretty good questions, saying to Bruce, well, you're dating all these women. Is it lust or love? Is it just playing the game? Do you feel anything? And as she's going along with these things, I would think, okay, the goal is to have Bruce tripped up here. It's to make him think and question everything, but that doesn't happen at all. He just smiles and brushes it off and has a well-worded answer about, oh, things are just different for people like me. So, I don't know. I feel like they really missed the point with Harley Quinn here. You should have made it where she did say something that made him think, where he paused and questioned everything, but you didn't do that. She just had some interesting lines here and there, and Bruce did not remotely take the bait at all. And then the next scene is Gotham Court, where Selena Kyle's on trial and Harvey Dent is the prosecution. But he tells the judge that, yeah, we're going to drop the charges because there's really no evidence that she was there and the jewels were returned, and since Batman was there, he could have easily stolen the gems, so yeah, we'll just let her off, no problem at all. And Barbara Gordon comes up and questions Harvey Dent about it. It's like, whoa, when it's my clients, you're going after jail time, but when it's the rich and powerful, you just let them off with a warning? What's up with that? And Harvey even tells her, she's broke. She's flat broke. And also, does Barbara Gordon smile at all through this entire series? She's just stone-faced and eyebrowed angry the entire time. Then we get a scene of Bruce Wayne hitting the punching bag, and he hears on the news that, oh, they released Selena Kyle. So he's very upset with that, as we cut to the next scene of Selena Kyle robbing some couple's safe as they're sleeping only a few feet away. And then even worse, she steals their cat. What a bitch! She just grabs the cat and jumps out the window with it. But thankfully Batman shows up and for some reason goes on a very long rooftop chase with her. You got the bolos, Batman. Just use them. I mean, it worked before. Throw them at her and just capture her again. It's not that complicated. But then trouble strikes as Selena trips off the roof, but thankfully Batman dives down after her, grabs her by the waist, and shoots off his grappling hook. And as the two slowly make their way to the ground, Selena decides to kiss Batman. What about the cat? The cat that was stolen. That's on the rooftop by itself. Are you going to go after the cat, Batman? And as they finally land on the ground, they offer a few flirtatious marks before Selena pulls out a pair of electric brass knuckles and punches Batman and escapes into a dark alley, where a car comes out. The Catmobile comes out. I thought you were broke, woman. So after Selena tries to run Batman down with the Catmobile, he dives out of the way and just watches her drive away. I don't know. This is kind of a recurring theme in this show so far. We're only 3 episodes in, where Batman kind of just watches the villains get away. I don't know. Can we ever think of any other rendition of Batman movie or show where, oh, they're fleeing? I guess I'll just stop here. Yes, I know it's the 40s, so he doesn't have access to the tumbler and the Batjet and everything, but I don't know. Can you maybe grapple hook up to a roof and dive off and use your cape and wings to, I don't know, pursue her in the air? I don't know. I found that really, really odd, though. But then it seems that Selina has taken my advice because now she's not living in the grand apartment in the top of Gotham City. No. She's now living in an absolute dump of a place. The maid is still with her, and so are the 1,000 cats, but I don't think I noticed the cat that was stolen a scene ago. Back in the Batcave, Batman is pouting because he lost Catwoman yet again, and Alfred says, well, you could kind of let the police get her. She's not really a super villain. She's just a common thief, right? And of course, Batman's not having any word of it at all, so he storms off because he realizes that, I might have a way to trap her. So he goes to the Gotham Museum and tells the curator there that, hey, I'm going to pull my mom's jewelry out of here because there's this Catwoman out there that's stealing stuff and I can't guarantee its safety. Selina Kyle is then getting ready and she hears on the radio that the Gotham Museum is closing their fine art gallery 3 weeks early. So if you want to see the jewels, you have to do it now or never. Which I guess is kind of a good plan, but you kind of screwed the museum over a bit, didn't you, Bruce? But here's the problem with Bruce's plan, trying to lure out Selina with, hey, the jewels are going away, this is your one opportunity to get them. He found her as she was robbing a couple as they were sleeping before. You know the scene where she stole the cat? Somehow, instantly, Batman knew where Selina Kyle was. Exactly where she was. So you don't really need to do this elaborate plan of taking the jewels away and then putting it out there that, hey, I'm taking my jewels back. Now is the last time you're going to be able to see them. He knows where she is at all hours of the day. That's the problem I'm having with this scene. We then cut to Bruce's therapy session where he tells Harley Quinn that, oh, this therapy has really helped me out. I feel like a changed man. And Harley just stares at him for the longest time in silence, not buying a single word of his crap. And she says, I'm going to sign off on your court-ordered therapy sessions. Not because I believe that you're better, it's because I believe that your walls are so high that maybe you are realistically this cardboard cutout of a man that's completely emotionless and is hiding all these deep, dark feelings inside. It's like, woman, you're a therapist. She even offers, now that the court has said this is over, I'll still help you if you need it, but what if you think that if you think that this guy has a lot more therapy and demons that he needs to get resolved, why are you signing off on this? It just seems weird that she's admitting that, oh, this is a little bit too much for me. Like, you're incompetent. Is that what you're telling us? That you're a bad therapist? Wouldn't you want to say something like, I know you have a lot going on. I know there's a lot you're hiding from me. Can we try to maybe work on this together? If you have anything, Bruce, I'll help you. But if you want to be helped, it just seems like she put this ultimatum out there where like, hey, cool, I'll sign your documents and give you what you want, and then I'll offer the usual, hey, I'll still help you out though, but you don't have to. It's not court ordered, so you don't need to come here if you don't want to. Then in the car, Alfred tries to have a heart-to-heart with Bruce. He's asking him, did you really not get anything out of these therapy sessions? I feel like maybe this might help you get over some of your issues and resolve some things from your past. And Bruce just cuts him off and says, I'm fine, just drop it. It's like, what a bastard this guy is. You don't... Amazing. Amazon, you don't want me to like Bruce Wayne. You don't want me to like Batman. How is it possible that just like with Rings of Power with Galadriel, how do you make her the worst character? And Sauron, the nicest, most noble, fun-loving dude out there, but our main character is just an insufferable bitch. How does that happen? How do you keep doing this with all of your shows? How do you make a Batman show, one of the most historical characters of all time, and make him so unlikable? It's a master class in doing everything wrong, Amazon Prime. They can't do a single thing right. You cannot even make Batman a good character in his own show, let alone the main attraction of it. Then we cut to one of the creepiest scenes, if probably in cartoon history for me. I cannot recall a more bone-chilling moment in any cartoon so far, let alone a Batman cartoon. It's a flashback where Alfred wakes up in the middle of the night, and Bruce is standing in his doorway with a stone face on and says, "I'm gonna make them pay. All of them. And you're gonna help me do it." This kid is psychotic. I can't even remotely stress how creepy this scene was. It's just Bruce standing there saying these words, and he slowly closes the door as Alfred just looks beyond defeated at this point. This is our main character, Bruce Wayne, Batman, an absolute psychopath. Amazing. You've ruined Batman. Then we cut to this reporter from the Gotham Gazette taking pictures of some couple making love across the street. I guess he's just like a somewhat private eye or something like that. I really don't care. Anywho, Batman jumps him and tells him, "Hey, I need you to come to the Gotham Museum with me to take some pictures." I guess Batman realizes that, okay, we need to catch her fully in the act. We need photographic proof that she's there stealing the jewels, because her just having all these jewels on her person is not enough to convict her. Okay, TV show, great idea. So Batman then confronts Selina Kyle, who's stealing the jewels that belong to his mother, when she snaps her fingers, and a jaguar comes out of the darkness. Where the hell did you get a jaguar, woman? And a cat car? So as Batman is doing battle with a jaguar, Catwoman does battle with Bullock and some other officer whose names I forgot, and they shoot her in the leg, because Gotham PD don't take no shit here. But thankfully, Batman beats them both up and handcuffs Selina Kyle to a table. Not like a pipe in the wall or something, not some kind of fixed structure of the room, something that you can't just break. No. He handcuffs her to a coffee table, and then just, like, walks away like nothing. This is our Batman, folks. This is our Batman. So Batman goes outside and talks to the guy that was taking the photos, and I don't know, I feel like this is going to come into play later on, because he says, "Hey, I have the pictures of Catwoman stealing the jewels, but I also have the photos of you fighting the police officers. Do you want me to destroy them at all?" And Batman simply says, "Use the Catwoman photos, I don't care about the other ones." So I'm just kind of wondering later on here, not really giving much away though, but are they planning to have all these photos leak? So then it's like, oh, Batman's doing battle with the police. He cannot be trusted. He's a vigilante. So kind of good breadcrumbs for later on. This show doesn't really do a good job of that so far, of the previous 2 episodes, of any future breadcrumbs. So I kind of like when they do something like this. Hopefully it leads to something else. So Selina Kyle's making her one phone call and calls her maid, but her maid has informed her that, "I'm stealing all your money and going to the Bahamas, Davida Zane." Wow, what a jerk. And Selina's all confused by this, and I'm thinking, you haven't been paying this woman at all for God knows how long, and now you're shocked that she's taking your crap and leaving? I just love the face she makes, such a priceless expression here. So back in the Batcave, Pennyworth and Batman are talking about that, oh, it's good, Selina Kyle's finally behind bars, they finally have photographic evidence, and then Pennyworth decides to talk about therapy again, saying that, "You want to maybe give this another try, though? It might help you." And Batman's response is, "The coffee's cold," and just puts the coffee cup down in front of Alfred without even looking him in the eyes. Again, this is your Batman. The biggest jerk in any rendition of movie and show or video game that I've ever seen. I can't... and then Alfred gives this... What a sad, defeated look on his face. Alfred is the best character. There's no reason why. Remember the Christopher Nolan ones where they had this relationship where he's always looking out for him? Remember the TV show Gotham? The relationship that Alfred had with young Bruce? Mentoring him all this time, showing him the ropes, showing him what it's like to be a good person, what it's like to be a man? All these things. Even the Robert Pattinson one, that emotional scene they had when he's in the hospital bed. All that was good. This is garbage. I don't. Do they finally become friends later on, dear viewer? I'll tell you later on. But it doesn't matter. What do you gain to benefit? Can you just think about that for a second? You're writing a Batman TV show. In the writer's room, one of the notes you put on there is Bruce is a jerk to Alfred every single scene. Not a single person saw that and said, maybe he shouldn't be. You know, because we want Batman to be likable. I'm almost surprised they didn't have Bruce kicking a dog at this point or just doing something really shitty. Obviously, he didn't save the cat that's still on the rooftop that they left there. Obviously, that cat is screwed. But I'm surprised they haven't had Batman or Bruce do any animal abuse or anything like that, just to make his character a bigger piece of crap. There is nothing good about this rendition of Batman. There is nothing good about this relationship between these two. People are telling me, oh yeah, later on it gets better. Why? Why would you ever have it to where it's like this? One of the best parts of Spider-Man was when Uncle Ben got killed, it was after an argument he had with Peter. That was the last thing they did. They had that argument and then he died. So he's always been carrying that guilt with him forever. That, wow, the last thing we did was argue and then he died. This is, I'm going to be a jerk to this guy because Bruce was so young when this happened. And now he's obviously maybe upper 20s at this point, early 30s. And he's been a jerk to this dude for like a decade or two? Get out of here, show. Just horribly written. And then in the final scene, I don't know why they do this. They show Pennyworth buffering the car. And then he hears a gunshot down an alley and chases off after it. Like, we know Alfred was there. But that's episode 3. Man, this show just wants to do one thing and one thing only. Make Batman into such an unlikable character. Harley Quinn, you introduced her as a therapist. Okay, I get where you were going with that. But it didn't pay off. You didn't make it where she was the smartest person and was saying these things that were triggering Bruce and he was realizing, hey, I'm wrong. No, he just completely abolishes the idea of therapy entirely. You didn't make it to where she had any types of wins at all. It was all losses. At no point did I think this is the greatest therapist of all time. Catwoman, yeah, I gave one compliment before saying, hey, it's cool if they showed a few trophies, so later on when she's doing all these athletic things and fighting, it's like, okay, this kind of makes sense. I get this now. But overall, man, episode 3 is a dumpster fire. But that's my review of Batman, the Caped Crusader, episode 3. So let me know what you guys think about that.